So the international break is almost over and we're going into game week 12. Hazard, Sanchez, Aguero, Firmino, Coutinho, Costa. How do you fit them all in? Coming up next. What's up guys, and welcome to JNO United, bringing the best in football news, entertainment and games, brought to you by Classic Football Shirts. Get your classic football kits from years gone by, from any team almost humanly possible, on classicfootballshirts.co.uk. Use the code on the screen for a cheeky discount. So welcome guys to FPL today for game week 12. And before we get into the show, if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe, smash that thumbs up button if you're excited for the Premier League to be back in action, and answer the question of the day in the comments down below. Have you done it yet? Have you fit Hazard into your team? That's what everyone was talking about after game week 11. Have you managed to figure out how to fit him in if you didn't already have him, or keep him in from the beginning of the game? So let's get on into the episode, and as this is just the preview without any review of game week 11, we're going to look at the fixtures in game week 12. And the first fixture is a big game. It's Man United versus Arsenal. Man United have been up and down a lot recently, whilst Arsenal have looked good at times, but now and again failed to impress by not picking up victories that everyone expects them to, or not picking them up in a fashion that we expect that Arsenal team to play in. Now this could be a massive moral boost for Man United if they can get a win, or a big win, at Old Trafford against Arsenal. Now, because of the FBAs, I've been booking a hotel in Manchester. I know that Manchester is going to be packed for this game. The atmosphere at Old Trafford is always meant to be great, so this is their chance to really kickstart their season. This is also Arsenal's chance to make sure the world realise that they are title contenders as well. I mean, if we just look at how Chelsea have played since they beat Man United 4-0, they've just gone on strength to strength since then. So this is a massive game for the structure of the Premier League this season. The points there, Sanchez sometimes does very well in these types of games. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is also one of those players that seems to love the big occasion, so maybe the points will be coming from there. But in these type of fixtures, the points could come from anywhere. There could possibly even be clean sheets. You never know in a game of this magnitude. Then we have Crystal Palace versus Man City, and we're all hoping for Aguero to keep proving why he's worth 13+ million in the game. This is the type of game where he has to score points, but you also have Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling, so many options in that side. And because of the international break, we all know what happened last international break. Aguero got dropped, so will he be dropped for Iheanacho again? If he is, and you have Iheanacho as a cheap third striker, perhaps it's the time to bring him in and take a risk and a punt on Iheanacho. He did score last time he played after an international game week. Then we have Everton versus Swansea. I reckon Everton will want to come back strong, and against a Swansea side that haven't been doing that well recently, we could be seeing a lot of big points from Lukaku. Barkley needs to impress again, and there is also a bunch of other players like Balassi, Morales, who could possibly get you points, as well as who used to be FPL royalty, Leighton Baines and Seamus Coleman, could be getting you some clean sheet and attacking points. So I'd definitely see some points for Everton players in this fixture. Then we have Southampton versus Liverpool. Southampton have been looking good, but they came up short against Chelsea. Will this be the same case against the Liverpool side that are running riot at the moment, scoring goals for fun? Or can Southampton's defence actually restrict them? I think it's going to be a difficult task for Southampton. I see so many attacking options for that Liverpool side, so there's plenty of points to be had from all of the Liverpool midfielders pretty much. Even Emre Can is getting in on the goals at the moment. But of course there's also going to be points there for the Southampton attackers because it's Liverpool's defence, and you all know what I think of Liverpool's defence. Then we have a big game in London, Tottenham versus West Ham. West Ham have started to do a little bit better, but still not really what we'd be hoping for West Ham to be achieving with the players they currently have. We really need a main striker in that side, and we need to sort the defence out, even though it has been more solid since we've gone to a back three. But coming up against a Tottenham side that are very resilient, very defensively strong, and have Harry Kane coming back, it could be a bad night for West Ham fans and myself. But West Ham do like to turn up for these type of fixtures. Let's just not think about what happened last year when Tottenham played West Ham. Let's just not think about it. And then finally we have Middlesbrough versus Chelsea, and all I can say is good luck Middlesbrough. If Chelsea keep playing the way they're playing, and if Hazard, Costa, Pedro, Matic, Kante, Alonso, all of them, if they play like they played against Everton, I don't see Middlesbrough having a chance. Middlesbrough are meant to be defensively solid, but I can't see him keeping out that Chelsea side. So my captain choice of the week, and possibly if I get time, this may come up in an FPL versus, but again I do have the FBAs to go to, so pushing it a bit fine there. My captain choice of the week, and you know I like to go for someone a bit different, is Pedro. Now Pedro impressed me in that game against Everton, and at a lot cheaper than Hazard. I think he could possibly get not as many points, but close to as many points as Hazard does this season if he keeps that first team berth. Now of course that is always the question, because Willian is also a great player who can play in that position, so we don't know for definite that Pedro is nailed on or as nailed on as Hazard is, but Pedro has looked good, scored a lot of points last game week, and I think he will benefit from this change in formation as much as Hazard has. Coming at 7.2 million, coming off the last 6 game weeks, which is why I have this feeling that he's going to have a good season. He has scored 2 goals and got 4 assists. That's 6 times he's got good points for you in FPL. Goal involvement rate when he's on the pitch is 46.2%, which means he's often involved in the goal if it is the assist or actually scoring them. He's had 9 attempts on goal, 6 from inside the box, 2 on target, but both of those he's scored from. Minutes per attempt, he comes in at 35.8 minutes per attempt, creating 9 chances for his teammates, with a minutes per chance created 35.8. So if you can't fit Hazard into your team, my suggestion is see if you can fit Pedro into your team. I really do think he will be scoring a lot of points this season for a £7.2 million player. Will he score more than Joe Allen though, if you're looking at that kind of area? I'm not too sure about that. Joe Allen has a great position in that Stoke side and should hopefully keep scoring points the way he has done and not fall off like Etienne Capoue. As for the differential of the week, my differential of the week is the international break. The international break run havoc last time it came up, taking out players like Son, who was hot at the time at Tottenham, took out Aguero, who was hot at the time, and brought in Iheanacho, who scored some good points that game week. So you never know what is going to happen after the international break. Also, if you made your transfers early, this could really hurt you if players come back with niggling injuries and get rested. So hopefully you haven't made your transfers yet. I always suggest with the international break, you wait until the international fixtures are over before you make your transfers. I apologise if I didn't say that in the review of Game Week 11 because it might be too late for you now, but the international break is a massive differential and you can massively climb up the ranks or plummet down them according to who does and who doesn't play, and if you can field a full 11 players. And then my red herring for the week is Manchester United. They've just come off of a victory over Swansea. Maybe confidence is back in that side, and I looked for stats to back up my claim, but mainly there wasn't any. It was the inconsistency in that side and the failure to produce goals despite the amount of chances that has made me look at Manchester United as a red herring. Now I know one of the subscribers keeps saying, what is your problem with Man United? I'm going up there. Man United have great history. My father-in-law supports Man United. I don't have a problem with Man United. The Man United that had a lot of English players in, I had great respect for that team that was built with a lot of young players, and there are a lot of players at that Manchester United side that I really like. And in my return to glory, I'm really enjoying that series on Football Manager, but their inconsistency and failure to produce goals from the chances they create makes me wonder if they could slip up against Arsenal. We saw them collapse against Chelsea. So I believe that despite the fact that Ibrahimovic and Pogba did get the points in Game Week 11, I think that could be a red herring for people who think, okay, Manchester United are going to start scoring points again. I think that might make people slip up, bringing a player that they do not need when you have the Chelsea options, you have the Liverpool options, you have players at Arsenal and Man City who are scoring big points. Do you need a Manchester United player? If you think you do, go for it, but I think this could be a big slip up for a lot of FPL players. But what do I know? I could always be wrong. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in as always. I've been J&O, you guys have been awesome, and remember, it's all about the game. Glorious!
No,